With Easter just a few days away, we're here at Linden Lady and Caroline King is the proprietor. Tell me about the history of Linden Lady. How long has it been founded?
It was established in 1930. The original owner of Linden Lady was a patisserie chef in England. He went out to Switzerland, to the Emmental Valley, to a little town called Linden, and learned all about how to make chocolates. The gorgeous recipes that we use now are the same recipes that he stole. The Swiss say stole. He says he was trained from when he was in Linden in Switzerland, and when he came back here, he called the company Linden Lady after the little town where he trained.
Well, we're just on the approach to Easter, and Easter eggs are your speciality now, but do you do a year-round operation?
Yes, we do indeed. We're making chocolates all the time. In the summer, it's fudges, of course, and coconut ice and marshmallow and Turkish delight and all the things that don't melt. And then coming up to Christmas, we're making the fresh cream truffles and the chocolates, specialising in pralines.
Now, have you got any big-time companies that you work for?
Yes, we're very fortunate to be making chocolates for British Airways. We do Concorde, and we design all the boxes, fill the boxes with the chocolates and get them out for 3 rotations a year, which is absolutely fantastic business for us. We do first class. We made the gorgeous silver box for the Millennium for British Airways, and we're doing the Easter box, and we did the Valentine box this year, so we're very lucky to have so much business from them at the moment. Touch wood and keep my fingers crossed.
What about the shop here? Is it open for the public?
Yes, it is. We're delighted to see people here. The shop is open whilst we're here, and that's 8 till 4, 5 days a week, and then we're open the 2 Saturdays before Christmas and the 2 Saturdays before Easter, of course.
What sort of price will we pay then for a box of chocolates?
Well, you can have a little bag of chocolates for £2.50, and that's about 8 to 10 chocolates. With the hazelnut drops, you get 14. If you're a numbers man. And then they go on up to £20, £25, basically whatever. If it's a huge box, we do a giant egg, which is 18 inches from nose to tail, and that's £60. It has 2 pounds of chocolates inside the egg, and I don't actually know how much the egg weighs, but it's very heavy. But that's mostly for raffles, and people use those for charities.
Caroline, what are the opening hours of the shop?
9 till 4.
And are you currently working on any specialised items?
Well, the specialised items at the moment are the chocolate eggs, of course, because they are very difficult to make. We make them by hand. So, unlike the chocolate eggs that you'd get in the shop, which are all made closed and can't have anything inside, so you get a little bag of Smarties extra, our eggs still have the chocolates inside, which is, I think, the fun of an Easter egg, is not knowing what's inside it and then breaking it open and eating it and having something surprising inside.
And future plans for Christmas?
Yes, well, we'll still be making the Father Christmas, chocolate Father Christmas, and all the normal novelties for Christmas. And a lot of the design work I do, so I'm looking at colours and bows. It's all very bright colours at the moment, very ethnic colours, which is great fun for me. It's just as long as I can remember who I've said what to, which is something I'm not quite so good at.
Are you finally a chocoholic yourself?
Absolutely. Absolutely. If I can't have a Linden Lady, then it's a Mars bar or a Kit Kat, I'm afraid.
We're now going to see the Easter egg process here at Linden Lady. And Cheryl, what have you got here?
These are our Easter egg moulds. To start off, we actually have to heat them up. As you can see, we use a paint stripper, just to take the chill off the mould, because if it's too cold, then it actually marks the chocolate. So that's done. Now we're going up the other end to pop it through the enrober. And what we do, after heating the mould up, we actually pop it fill it up with chocolate, pop it onto the rattler, let it rattle out most of the chocolate, and it will sit there, and then it's going to go through that tunnel. And what we do with that,
Now these have been cooled, haven't they?
They have.
Cheryl?
And that's the first coat. We scrape round the edges to get the excess chocolate off on both of them. And then we take them up the other end and we pop them through the second time. Just going to give it a slightly bigger rattle this time to get a lot more of the chocolate out. Otherwise we're going to have a really thick shell. It's exactly the same process as before. We just have to wait for it to come out the other end.
So does this thicken the shell?
Yeah, we've got 2 layers in there now, so it should come out the shell perfect. If it was just 1 layer, it would be too thin. You wouldn't get it out as a whole half.
Cheryl, they've done the second run. What happens now?
Well, we scrape them exactly the same as we did the first. Get all the excess chocolate around there, give it a nice... And then they go into the cold room for 10 minutes. And set off, and then we knock them out on those trays. And that's the shells. When the eggs come out the cold room, you can see that they've actually come away from the mould. And we just pop them on a tray and they just fall out, basically. Just like that. Yeah.
Well, Cheryl, we've seen the secret of the Easter egg. Why do they come out so smooth on the shell?
Because basically, the more you use the egg shell, the better it is. Because chocolate has cocoa butter in, it actually is coating it. So you don't have to, you don't have to line it with anything. The more you use it, if it was a clean mould, you'd find that you'd have a lot of blotches on here. As I said to you earlier, we don't clean them unless they get really, really grubby, or we have to go over to a white egg, because the more you use them, the better the mould, the better the egg comes out.
And the other thing you do is the bunnies.
That's right.
And that's the giant Easter bunny, is it?
Yep, that's a giant.
Again, quite time-consuming to do?
Yes, as the Easter egg, you actually have to heat the mould up again. You fill it in with chocolate, you rattle it, get all the bubbles up, tip it out, and then you do the times. So it's exactly the same process as the egg. And then when it's had its third coat, you pop it in the cold room, and then you unfasten the clips and take it out as a whole. So that's how you do your rabbit.
Absolutely delicious.
Twirl that old propeller, got to get to Rio and we've got to make time. So I'm putting all my eggs in one basket. I'm betting everything I got on you. Lady in the Easter parade. Oh, I'll be all in clover, and when they look you over, I'll I'll be the proudest fellow in the Easter parade.